Hello viewers, 4DIYers here with another tutorial video for everyone. In this particular video here, I'll be doing a demonstration of how to replace the pull cord on a small engine. Also, don't forget to check out my website at www.4diyers.com or click on the link in the description below. If you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for future tutorial videos. This is a generic procedure which applies to most small engines, with some small differences. Normally over time the rope will wear out, causing the fibers to fray and finally break. Sometimes you can be ahead and replace the pull cord before it does break. Other times it'll just break on its own if it's older, such as this one. For replacement pull cords, there are various materials available, along with braiding and strength ratings. It is best to use a higher grade rope quality, which will withstand kickbacks and resistance against abrasion. First, start by removing the recoil assembly. This will depend on your model. This one is easily accessible and can be separated from the engine cover without having to remove the engine cover. It is held on by 4 nuts and also has a small cover on the top side. If yours is similar to this model, and if it does have a threaded welded studs on the cover, be extremely careful not to break these off. I am taking my time to remove these and also applying a small amount of penetrating oil. Once the fasteners have been removed, be sure to remember its orientation, as some can be installed in more than one position. Here's a close-up of the recoil assembly and the 4 mounting holes. I have pulled out the broken pull cord. This is still under some tension, but will need to be rewound considering the handle was removed, which does stop the clock spring from resetting. This is where the rope is fed through and then a knot is applied on the other side to hold it into place. Just as an added tip, sometimes these mechanisms can stick over time, which will prevent the recoil from engaging to the flywheel. This one is still in good shape, but if required, apply a small amount of penetrating oil. Remove the pull cord now. Just cut off the knot using a pair of side cutters so you don't have to run the full length of the rope through. If your rope wasn't broken, you can count the amount of turns and then hold the recoil into place. Either have an assistant, hold it yourself, or clamp the assembly lightly into place. But considering this is a plastic assembly, they are known to break, which is why I won't bother clamping it and will be holding it instead. Next, you can see here is the handle end of the pull cord. Handle designs will vary depending on how it holds onto the other end of the rope. Some will require only a knot, which is either hidden or exposed. Others may fit into a little maze as well. This particular handle does have a metal insert within the rubber casing, which can be removed using a standard screwdriver. Then remove the rope. Here you can see the new pull cord, which was purchased from a local hardware store. Now rewind the clock spring. This will depend on the length of the rope and how much tension is on the spring. For mine, I will rewind it 4 times, but only have 3 wraps of pull cord, so there's always tension on the handle. If you find there isn't much tension in one turn, then another may be required. Insert the new pull cord through the casing hole, and then through the plastic recoil spool. At the end of the rope, I am simply using a standard stopper knot, which will ensure it doesn't come apart after time. If the working end of the rope is too long, then cut it off and fuse the end of the rope so the fibers do not come apart. It's a little difficult, but I did manage to do this while holding tension on the clock spring. For a better tutorial on how to tie a stopper knot, I will include a link to that in the description below. Allow the recoil unit to coil up the rope 3 turns, or depending how many times you chose. Be sure there is a sufficient length, as you want to have enough momentum pulling over the engine before it bottoms out. Now is the time to adjust that length if needed, before we do install the handle, and cut the rope to size. Now reinstall the handle. If yours is a 2-piece handle, make sure you install the casing first and then the metal insert. Then tie a stopper knot in the correct spot. Again, as mentioned before, the clock spring should have 1 rotation to keep the tension on the pull cord at all times. This will prevent the handle from hanging loosely. Be sure the knot is tight, cut off the excess working end, and then use a lighter to fuse the fibers. You should have something like this when done, and you can see roughly the length of the pull cord I have in the end. Finally, reinstall the recoil assembly back onto the engine. This concludes the rest of my tutorial video. If you have any comments or questions, please don't hesitate to post them below. Also, please subscribe to my channel and give my video a thumbs up. Thank you for watching.